Let's take a look at Argentina's political system. Argentina, officially the Argentine Republic, declared its independence from Spain in 1816. A representative and republic government was adopted and is ruled by its constitution, which has been suspended and reformed many times. Since declaring independence, Argentina has been plagued with decades of political and economic turmoil and struggles for power between military dictatorship and government rule. Argentina returned to civil government in 1983. The president serves as chief of state, head of government, and commander-in-chief, elected directly by the people. The government system is similar to the United States in that it is based on separation of powers between the executive, legislative, and judicial branch. The current president, Mauricio Macri, serves as Argentina's 53rd president and assumed office in December 2015. Macri is a political conservative and former mayor of Buenos Aires. Since taking office, he has moved to end the country's isolation from financial markets by settling part of its outstanding debt, which the previous president had refused to pay. He is also steering the country closer to the United States. Former President Barack Obama visited Argentina back in March 2016 to improve relations and relieve tension in trade and investment. Both leaders agreed for the U.S. to assist Argentina with counterterrorism efforts. Terrorism has occurred in Argentina since at least the 1970s. The footage you are viewing shows a 1994 bombing of a Jewish community center in Buenos Aires. 86 were killed and more than 200 injured. It is one of the worst terrorism acts in Argentina history and remains unsolved, although many speculate ties to Iran. There has always been an underlying threat of terrorism in Argentina. As you can see in the graph, political instability peaked in 2001, which is also when 9/11 occurred in the United States. During this time, Argentina had 5 presidents in just 2 weeks. Macri is working hard to improve the government's reputation and effectiveness, which is very low compared to that of the United States, as you can see in the graph. Freedom House classifies both Argentina and the United States as free countries. However, Argentina's scores are lower. Let's examine why. All Argentines have the right to vote and are required to vote, and legal voting age actually starts at 16, which adds around 1.5 million voters. Freedom of expression, assembly, and religion are respected, although as we witnessed earlier, the Jewish community is a frequent target of violence and discrimination. Protests are frequent and usually well attended. Recently, hundreds of people protested outside Argentina's Congress amid fears of censorship and media monopoly. Corruption, cruelty, and violence at the hands of police tends to be the norm in Argentina. An anti-police corruption organization makes the claim there is almost one case of police brutality every day. As we examine rule of law, it is apparent that the United States has a much stronger rule of law. Argentina lacks adherence to rule of law, which has detrimental effects on business and foreign investment. It must solve this problem to attract investment and achieve long-term growth. Corruption plagues the Argentine society, and scandals are common. Argentina is ranked much lower than the United States, as we can see in the graph, or much more corrupt. President Macri faces a tough task to repair the broken political system in Argentina, which is rampant with corruption, terrorism, instability, and debt. Together, this leads to a very high-risk environment for current and future businesses.